Welcome back to MMA Al Dente. I'm here to talk about Miesha Tate versus Julia Avila. Miesha Tate is the former bantamweight champion of the UFC and Elite XC or Strike Force or something, whatever back in the day. I think it was Elite XC. And probably a bunch of other organizations. But she won the title from Holly Holm, the UFC World Championship. That was a round 5 epic comeback. Got her down and choked her out when she was definitely losing the fight, even though she had a big round 2. And that was the highlight of her career. And then she lost the title after that to Amanda Nunes, had one other fight against Raquel Pennington, and then retired. Came back 5 years later, I want to say, maybe longer. And she's been 1-2 since then. Had a triumphant return against Marion Renault. Put her away, actually. Even though Marion may have been thinking about retirement, that's the only time she's been finished. And Miesha got her out of there in the end. And then since then, she's lost 2 decisions. A 5-rounder to Ketlin Vieira and a 3-rounder to Lauren Murphy. These are very good fighters, title challengers, and, Ketlin's awesome. But for Miesha Tate, it wasn't a great look, especially the Lauren Murphy fight. I thought she showed a lot of spirit in the Ketlin Vieira fight, even though she was a step behind, and Ketlin's a big, strong monster. But against Lauren Murphy, it wasn't such an inspiring performance. And for Miesha now, she's 37 years old. She's, just on paper, she's got a lot going for her, going against her. But I've seen maybe every fight of hers. I know what she can do. She's an incredible fighter, really damn tough to put away in the first place. Really tough girl to finish. And she is a girl with a lot of heart. She has that 5-round comeback over Holly Holm, but also plenty of her decision wins in the UFC are fights in which she lost round 1 and won rounds 2 and 3. The Darren Elkins comeback. And Miesha Tate had, historically had cardio, grit, and a very good skill set. Putting girls like Sarah McMahon on her back in the second half of the fight. And I think she's got a lot of traits. I don't know what she's lost and gained throughout her time off, but it is now where she's, 37 years old. Wow, my voice really, whatever. She's 37 years old. And she's a girl that I do think has one foot out the door, even though I'm still kind of digesting her comeback here. But Julia Avila, she's also got a lot of questions here. She's 35 years old now. She hasn't fought in 2 years. She had a kid herself. And she's a girl that has just hasn't shown a lot. She's been in the UFC for some time, and I feel like I still don't have a full grasp on her as a fighter. She's got a record of 9-2 as a pro. 1 loss is an injury, a finger injury in a minute. So unless that happens again, I'm going to just dismiss it entirely. Although if it happens, I will say she's got weak fingers. You got to watch out for that. Her 1 loss, legitimate loss, comes to Sijara Eubanks in the UFC. Sarge, who I believe is retired, was a very skilled and underrated fighter with a shit record, hence being underrated. But she was very tough, so Julia Avila wasn't able to bully her and get her out of there like she's done with some girls, especially Gina Mazzani. And Sarge has a very good grappling base and tough girl to out-wrestle in the first place, and she was a bad matchup for Julia Avila, I think. But Julia is still a very well-rounded girl, very dangerous. She's got 6 finishes in her 9 wins, 4 by TKO, 2 by submission. We've seen her finishes at the UFC level. Gina Mazzani, she steamrolled her with a knee to the body. And Yulia Stoliarenko, she got her out of there deep into round 3 with a rear naked choke, which was a very impressive victory. I think, and also, she beat Marion Renault as well by decision, I believe, in her debut. Yeah, it was decision. The only girl to ever put her away was Miesha Tate, and that was deep in round 3. But Julia, for a girl with only 11 fights, she's fought a lot of names and beaten every one of them but Sijara Eubanks. She beat Pani Kianzad, of course. Nico Montano, she beat her before getting to the UFC. Nico Montano They're going to do a 30 for 30 about her one day. Or whatever. Sports greatest blunders. But anyway, Julia Avila had a lot going for her, still does, but now she's 35 years old. There's a lot of questions about her. And she is fighting a girl who, despite everything going against her, has still at least one time been a championship caliber fighter. It's tough to look at her record and put all the context there and say Miesha is the best fighter she's fought, because this is a different Miesha Tate. But as far as name recognition and cachet goes, Miesha Tate is top that list. And here I'm picking Julia Avila, to be honest. I think Julia Avila can win the physicality battle against Miesha Tate. I think she's a little bigger and stronger. I think her striking on the outside, while she's not going to she's not going to bully Miesha quite like Ketlin Vieira. I think it'll be shown that she hits harder. And Misha's never really been the sharpest striker out there. She is above average for sure, but she's not a girl that is going to school a fighter like that might have some openings on the feet. Miesha Tate is not Holly Holm. So Julia Avila, I think, comfortably wins a fight here against Miesha Tate, bullying her physically if she needs to on the inside, and on the outside, winning a striking battle with evident power, apparent power. So Julia Avila by decision is the pick. As far as the bets go, I'm not betting on this. Way too many questions for both fighters. I'm just staying away from it. But I'll be honest, I hope Miesha Tate wins. But again, I'm picking against her. Like, share, subscribe, all that horse shit. Check out my other videos.